Alright guys, welcome back. So we're going to do part 2 on the Weed Eater Hedge Trimmer that blew up. You remember last time we got it running, it seemed to be running good, and then all of a sudden it just spins. We're going to tear this thing down and see what broke. So I'm not going to talk my way through this one. So here's where we are. I've got the plastics out of the way, carburetor's off. Oh, okay. Flywheel is off too. So, alright, these cracked loose pretty easy. Just a little twist with the T-handle here, and so I've got both of them loose, both of them are out. Put that over here. And I don't know, will it break free? Is that it? Nothing here. There we go. There we go. And I think I was off camera, guys. Sorry. There we go. I wiggled it free. Alright. Let's check the crank here first. The crank feels fine. Come out. There we go. So that looks really tight, actually. So I don't think we have a ring issue. Gotta hone that cylinder out a little bit. Not really home, but gotta rough it up. Alright guys, so everything looks good. The ring gap looks good, the piston looks good, cylinder looks pretty good. I'm gonna clean it all up. I'm gonna take some red Scotch-Brite, clean that cylinder, clean that. We got to come up with something for the muffler here that JB Weld did not hold, but I did find the failure. So if you look right here, there used to be a built-in Carter, or not Carter, but it's a built-on woodwork key that kept that attached to the rod there. So we have spun the flywheel, and that is why it would just spin, but we wouldn't get compression, because we've spun the flywheel. So I've got to figure out a way to fix that. Maybe cut this out some and just put a aftermarket woodwork key in there. But so I'm gonna work on that, and then we'll be back. I did create this little guy here. It is a just a piece of Scotch-Brite I super glued to this dowel rod here. And I use that for my to clean and bore that, not bore, but hone that cylinder out. So let me show you guys if I can get the light. Okay, so there's what she looks like now, down in there, nice and clean. If you can see it, got a nice little crosshatch going back in there. Should be good to go. We already checked ring gap. I've got a replacement woodwork key. And it fits in there pretty well. It's a little tall, so might flatten that back off a little bit to make it sit a little lower, but I'm gonna try to use that, and then I'm gonna try to use a Dremel, notch that out to fit this wood key. That is the plan. I'm not gonna film all that because that will definitely be boring. So once I get done doing that, oh, I didn't show you the piston. Piston is now cleaned up. Ring gap is cleaned out. She's oiled up, ready to go back. And gotta figure out what we're gonna do with this muffler. I've been thinking, I think what I'm gonna try to do is find some small gauge pipe, kind of like that I can make a ring out of and weld onto here, and then weld these holes up and drill a little dimple back out, but use real weld instead of JB weld. So we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, welcome back. So I was able to get this on, and I am sorry I don't have a image of the unit before I put it on, because I would trim and grind and then test fit, and then it got to where it was really close, and I eventually got it to go on there. So I was definitely not going to pull it back off once I got it to go. Kinda, sorta. You can kind of see that woodruff key in there and that little notch that I ground out. If it looks a little blue, that's because I put a little blue Loctite on the back end. Just hopefully maybe try to keep it snug. I don't know. It may work, it may not. So I guess the next thing we're going to tackle is this. Alright guys, so we got the flywheel stuck on there. Hopefully it holds. And I went ahead and put that side cover on and tighten down the clutch. So hopefully all that is good now. I did put a little assembly lube in that bearing since it's been setting. Let's go ahead and get this cylinder assembled. So I've got everything here cleaned up. The gasket did rip for this base gasket here. So we get there. It's pretty old. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright. Well, I guess we will use some ultra black. I've had good luck with it before. Let's get that. Let's get it oiled up. Easier to get that in there first. Press it in by the stud there. Yeah, come on, line up. go. It's a good tight ring fit. Turn that just like so. And just like that. That right there ought to do it. See if she pulls over. Oh yeah. Feels pretty good and smooth. The last thing there is this exhaust. So I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to find something that I can use to weld a ring right there, and then weld this up and then drill some dimples back in it it's just to keep the muffler from doing this. I came up with, went and got a piece of galvanized that was very close to that, and ground it down so that it would fit right in there just like that. And then we're going to try to weld that onto here, and then we're also going to try to weld up those holes right there. So let's go get the welder and find out. Alright, got the old cheap Harbor Freight welder out. Let's see what it'll do. It's looking pretty good. You guys can see, not bad. I'm gonna come in and hit those crack areas again. A little more weld in there, and then grind that back down. All right, guys, I believe I got something that's gonna work. So there's our little piece of galvanized welded in there, and it does fit. And this post on the motor doesn't really come all the way out, I guess because of the extra welds and whatnot, but this one does go in. I made some dimples with the Dremel, so I think that's gonna work. We're gonna try it anyway. So I am going to wrestle this guy back on. It is a royal pain. I'm not going to film it, but once I get this back on, we'll be back. Okay, so got that muffler on there. What I end up doing is clamping this down in my vise and using the hook clip and some vice grips to stretch some springs on there. And I also did a little bit of you can see it in there, I put a little bit of muffler and tailpipe sealer and then let that dry. So that should be dry, looks dry. So let's get this thing put back together. Put just a dab of oil on this O-ring here just to make sure it's lubed up. Make a good seal. There we go. This guy up, and okay. O-rings, our gasket's still on there. Now we put our little homemade air filter on, put our cover on. One Phillips screw. Let's put some gas in it and see what happens. Okay, moment of truth. Did we get it? Hopefully we fixed the flywheel, and hopefully we fixed the exhaust. Let's find out. Flooded the motor. No pump, no choke. All that extra oil that I had in there and load it back up with. Fuel delivery issue. Pretty sure. Alright guys, as you can see, we've got it back on the bench. It would run, but then it would just cut off and it didn't want to start back up. I would prime and it would get bubbles in the line. Sometimes it looked like they were going backwards, so I knew we had an issue with fuel delivery. So I pulled the car back off, and what I was able to determine is this is the top piece where the primer bulb goes. Well, in this piece you have two valves. So this one, which is underneath this little silver disc, so I popped that out. But so that's a one-way valve, that's a one-way valve, and that is what makes the fuel come in from here and out through the bottom. Well, one or both of these were damaged or defective, so it wasn't supplying fuel properly and in the right direction. So that was our issue. And if you look here, I hooked up a replacement bulb, and so you see this is our end line, and if we pump this, see the bubbles going out the long line, that's your return. And so if we pump it, there you go, you see you got both sides are both sides are full, primer bulb is full, and there's no bubbles. That's how it's supposed to work. So unfortunately, you know, a primer bulb won't work with this, because this is the upper part of the carburetor and this has got the valves in it. So what I did, got on the old Amazonian and I found a rebuild kit. This is the Fit Best. I think it was $15, and it's supposed to be a rebuild kit for this unit and other units like it. So let's check it out. Number one, we have a new fuel filter, which, as you know, I made one out of a piece of foam, but now we've got a real one. Very nice. Comes with a new carburetor, so that is what we really needed. It comes with a new spark plug, which definitely we could use. You can see this one. Comes with some fuel line we don't need, we've already replaced them all. Comes with two more primer bulb replacements. Comes with your gaskets, and comes with a new fuel filter. So pretty good deal for 15 bucks. I mean, at least I think so. But what we're going to do, we're going to put this on here and put the new plug in, put our new air filter in, and try it again. Alright, got it on, and according to the way this primer bulb is working, looks like our input comes in on the bottom and output on the top. At least that's the way the fuel is flowing. So let's try that, let's see what we get. Primed up, choke is on. Okay, that's promising. Let's go half choke. fire back up. Ow! Thing got me in the finger. Alright, well, it's running. It obviously needs some tuning. It won't rev out, and it seems to be idling really high. So let me get the tools. Okay, I have found the right tool for the carburetor. Start it back up. Go, that's back. Off. Let's turn it back on. Alright. I may pull that clutch back off and just get in there and grease everything up real good. Something's sticking, but other than that, the unit is running good. I don't know how long that little cheap Chinese car will last, but at the moment it's working, so I'm gonna consider this guy done. I'll put the new filter back in, put the cover on it. He's done. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of tearing in there and figuring out what's going on. We determined that well, I mean, you watched the video, you saw what all we had to do. Had several issues going on there, but I hope everybody liked it. Please like and subscribe, and we guys will see you next time.